Normally, I'm a high-energy person with a lot of high-energy work, but this time, let's go with something a little more chill. We all have enough stress in our lives nowadays, and once in a while, we need a moment to just unwind and let go of our worries. And the right music for the right mood can go a long way for that. And hey, games can do that too, right? Which is why today, I'm going to share some themes to help you relax. Whether you need something to soothe your anxiety, need help sleeping after a long day, or just need a break from all your worries, I hope these themes help you find the respite you've been needing. Ironically, coming up with this order was actually kind of stressful. Truth be told, there were a lot of good candidates for this list, and several great picks ended up in the honorable mentions, but I'll be sure to give them some space too. So make yourself comfortable, grab your favorite pillow, and abandon your stress for a while. It's game time! For our first stop on our Chillsville tour, let's make a stop at Scuttletown, where our favorite half-genie is always there to protect the people from wicked pirates, bombastic soldiers, and whatever else they can think of. While all that's going on, Shantae can at least take heart knowing that her friends have her back. Take Sky for instance. The keeper of the warbirds and Shantae's best friend, she's the kind of character who can help you feel at ease, when she's not dealing with her own problems. And as such, she has an appropriately chill theme in Pirate's Curse. It has a feel of smooth, lo-fi jazz to it, which is kind of interesting considering that this came before lo-fi picked up. It's the kind of theme that fits both the mood of the game and the place where this theme plays, which is a nursery for birds. Imagining the little birdies listening to this for a lullaby. And if you want to relax a little more, there's a remix that plays in the bathhouse in HalfGenieHero, which leans even more into its style. That saxophone is like a musical massage for the soul. The perfect accompaniment for a nice, relaxing soak. What better way to let your tension just melt away, right? Interestingly, these themes are a remix of the theme of Watertown from the original game. Satisfying how these things come full circle, am I right? I like to think that more people have come around to Gen 5 in the year since its initial release. Aside from having some amazing Pokemon, it had graphics that really stood out among the DS library, stories that had a bit more depth than most of the franchise, and some gorgeous settings, not to mention being the only games in the franchise to include an active cycle of seasons. This was not only reflected in the appearances of areas changing with the seasons, but the soundtrack as well. For instance, there's Undella Town. During summer, it's a lively resort with an upbeat tropical theme, but when summer ends and the tourists leave, the town becomes a serene scene with a soft and peaceful melody. Accompanied by the calm waves, you hear the sounds of a music box playing a calm and charming tune, later supplemented by some nice string music. Or as close to string music as the DS got with Pokemon. It's a nice contrast to the hustle and bustle of the tourist season. It's almost like a song of hibernation, if that makes any sense. The town is taking an opportunity to rest after the rush of noisy vacationers, and you feel like taking a chance to rest as well. Just you, the peaceful waves, and that feeling of tranquility. At least, it is tranquil until you just so happen to walk into the wrong house and see the face of intimidation. And then that relaxation is replaced by abject dread. Truth be told, the Donkey Kong Country games have lots of tracks to fit a variety of moods. David Wise really does deserve to be considered one of the greatest composers in the business, and it stands to reason that he'd have a fair number of relaxing themes in his resume. Aquatic ambiance, forest interlude, and a snowbound land, just to name a few. I ended up settling on another one of his classics, Sticker Bush Symphony. Yes, Sticker Bush, not Sticker Brush, I made sure to look it up. A soft and gentle intro gives way to smooth jazz tones that evoke a sense of serenity and wonder, like a relaxing walk in the woods, and even as the bass drops midway through, the percussion continues to guide the warm ambiance of the piece throughout. Ironically, this piece plays in some of the most difficult levels of the game, those being Bramble Blast, Bramble Scramble, Screech's Sprint, and let's not forget Animal Antics, which has been known for its share of rage quit moments. Wise said that this was actually on purpose, to create a juxtaposition between a nice and relaxing tune and such maddeningly difficult levels. It almost feels like the music is your moment of solace through such stressful stages, almost like pausing the game gives you a chance to catch your breath and recenter yourself. Interestingly, Wise had originally planned for this theme to be used for a water level, but there were no real water levels in the game, so it's a good thing that he came up with another idea. With a series that's generally as chill as Animal Crossing, you'd expect a soundtrack to match, and generally that's true. Another franchise with a lot of good picks for a list like this, it was difficult to pick just one. So let's take a look into the discography of our favorite canine composer. He's got all kinds of music for us to listen to, from the upbeat to the groovy to the sad. So on the recommendation of a friend of mine, I checked out Stale Cupcakes, specifically the air-checked version, and the impression I got was a good one. It's been in KK Slider's repertoire for a good long time, and the air-checked version sounds like it comes from an old-time music box in the best way. It almost sounds like a mother playing a lullaby for her child. The soft instrumentation, the gentle melody, almost makes me want to fall asleep just listening to it. That is, until I found out the meaning behind the song and realized, this song is actually really freaking sad. Downright melancholy, even. It evokes a feeling of loneliness, as though you were having a birthday party and no one else was ever able to make it. It's this very idea of loneliness and sadness that the title of this piece is referring to. In listening to this piece, I've seen comments on YouTube videos recounting their own sad experiences, but in a way, being able to express that sadness in a healthy way can sometimes give you a sense of peace. And sometimes, if you just need to cry yourself to sleep, well, that's perfectly fine too. Jazz tends to be a good place to find relaxing pieces of music. There's no shortage of pieces in the genre to help you just chill out. Songs like that just tend to go over so smooth, like a nice mug of coffee at your favorite hangout on a rainy day. I understand I'm being oddly specific in this description, but in Persona 5, that might just be the chance you get. Beneath the Mask is the song that plays at Café Leblanc, where our favorite phantom thieves are just having a good chat between stealing hearts. Every version has the same foundation, just chilling out, having a nice cup, making some conversation with your accomplices. You know, the standard coffee shop routine. The simple backing of a few ambient notes that just put your mind at ease, and the nice and soothing laid-back melody that greets your ears as if to say, "Ah, you're back." And yet, the variant of the instrumental version that plays during a rainy day just hits a little bit different. Maybe it's that little bit of background noise from the falling rain, but it just feels more soothing in a certain way, like a moment of calm in the middle of the storm, a moment of serenity in the chaos surrounding you. A nice cup of coffee, a comfy chair, a satisfying book, and a window to look out of while you watch the rain outside. And in that time, it's as if the rain is washing away your worries and anxieties, even if only for a few precious moments, leaving you a moment in this space and time to just put your mask aside and gather yourself for what lies ahead. So just take some time to calm yourself, ease your stress, and prepare to face your next ordeal with a clear head. Our next piece comes from Stardew Valley, which has gained an amazing following in the indie scene. Taking inspiration from games like Animal Crossing, Rune Factory, and the classic Harvest Moon titles, it's one of those feel-good games for people who like that kind of stuff. And much like such games, it's bound to have its share of themes that just let you unwind and forget your troubles for a few precious moments. The piece I have in mind, for example, is a highlight that signals the end of summer and the coming of fall. On the final night of summer, a festival is held where the villagers set up lights to watch a rare and beautiful event. On that night, the moonlight jellies pass by the village as they migrate south for the winter. And as they float serenely by the docks, and the villagers marvel at their beauty in awe and wonder, a peaceful melody begins to play. With the gentle waves as background noise, the melody feels like nature is inviting you to lose yourself in the moment, to just gaze at the marvel before you, to let their light shine into your soul and melt your cares away for a wonderful moment. The soft instruments melt away your stress and captivate the mind in a blissful reverie, as though you're bearing witness to a waking dream. When you imagine yourself in such a place, the worries of the world just fade away, leaving only peaceful thoughts and sensations behind. The whole scene is just a wholesome performance of nature, with this wonderful track filling your mind and whisking your anxieties away. Sometimes nature truly is the best therapy, and this music is a marvelous medicine. Let everything cool down as the glow of summer fades and the moonlight jellies carry on toward the great unknown, and let your worries float away with them. Every adventurer needs a break every so often. Even hedgehogs that run at unnaturally fast speeds through numerous dimensions across gigantic islands while fighting gigantic ancient machines and searching for mystical jewels of power. You mean the Chaos Emeralds? Well, fighting ancient mechanoids of sizes ranging from humanoid to kaiju level does tend to get stressful, especially when you're trying to save your friends from a digital prison. I mean, Lan and Mega Man could probably help you out, but the IDW comic isn't planning a crossover as far as I know. But I'm just rambling right now. I like to think the fanbase has offered a collective apology to Big the Cat by now, since it's pretty clear by this point the kind of character he is. He's just a large dude who just wants to relax by the lake with his pal Froggy and his favorite fishing rod. How he got into this cyberspace variant is anyone's guess, but at least we have some more lo-fi vibes to chill with at the lake when you come to visit. It's a nice relaxing melody with smooth guitar and synth to give you time to just mellow out. When you're just listening to this relaxing tune, you feel like you can forget about your adventure for a while and just take a load off by the docks. Watch the fish swimming in the clear waters below. Maybe watch the clouds float on by with the spring breeze. I mean, is it spring? I'm fine not knowing, I guess. It's honestly a very fitting piece for a character as laid back as Big is. I almost don't even want to cast my line while hearing this music, because I know that catching something will interrupt the music with a sharply contrasting fanfare. Nah, let me just chillax for a bit. Maybe shoot the breeze for a while. At least when I leave, I'll have a clear head for what's coming next. I'm not going to claim by any stretch that I'm all that familiar with Nier. I've seen it mentioned in a few video and text countdowns, along with its bizarre predecessor series Drakengard, and I know I haven't even scratched the surface. And I get the odd feeling that if I looked too deeply into the abyss, the psychic backlash would break my brain. And I don't think that's why anyone's here right now. So how about some music from Nier that would be better for healing your brain instead? Repose, both the original version and its remastered version from the Replicant remake, combine a wonderful mix of moods to create a moment of serenity which can only be found in a single small area of the game from what I understand. This piece plays indoors at the seaside town, and from what this song conveys, it would be the perfect place to just reflect upon yourself. A mix of soothing background instruments, the sound of a guitar playing a somber melody, and the occasional sound of beautiful chanting complementing everything else. It makes you feel a profound blend of emotions, a sensation of peace as you gaze out of the serene ocean before you, mixed with a strange yet moving feeling of melancholy given the state of the world. What we've lost, what's been changed, it could break a person. So to find a piece of music like this amongst all this despair, it almost seems therapeutic, like a moment to slow down and give yourself a moment of respite for your soul amidst the chaos, a moment to just sit down and think for a while. At times like this, though, what is it that you think about? When you close your eyes and let the music paint a picture in your imagination, what is it that you see? A distant memory, perhaps? Or maybe a far-off dream? Do you feel a sense of sadness for something you've lost? Or perhaps a longing for what might have been? Sometimes, all you need is a moment to let it all go. When work burns you out, it's one of the worst feelings in the world. When you have one of those days, or hell, one of those weeks when things just seem to go wrong, you feel just drained afterwards. At times like this, you just want to go home, put your feet up, and get cozy. And Xenoblade Chronicles has just the kind of music to help heal your soul. The night variation of Hometown, the theme that plays in the town at Colony 9, is a song that just makes you feel comfy all over, like wrapping you in a soft blanket of nostalgia. Listening to it might just make you long for memories of youth, thinking about better times. A combination of chill guitar and soothing woodwinds and strings, it gives off the vibe of sitting by the fireplace, enjoying a warm mug of hot cocoa on a cold winter's night. Especially that swell of violin near the end of the loop. It just adds that extra layer of warmth to the piece. The peaceful melody and serene accompaniment feels, dare I say it, like a home. The townspeople settling in for the night for a nice relaxing sleep, with the sounds of the town quieting down under the starry skies. To be honest, simply picking one of the night themes from Xenoblade proved to be a competition. So many of them are simply beautiful, like Satoral Marsh, Aerith Sea, and Valak Mountain from the first game alone. However, this one just gives that sense of comfort that I so desperately need at times. It's a wonderful piece of music for gazing at the starlit sky, curling up with your favorite book, or just snuggling under the covers for a good night's rest. And that goes for both the original version on Wii and the remastered version of this piece from the Definitive Edition. They did a magnificent job remastering this sublime track. No matter where your true home is, a song like this can take your mind there in a matter of moments. Treasure every peaceful moment you can find. Now this is where I normally would tell you the honorable mentions, but this time, I'll let you listen to them for yourself. My pick for number 1 comes from a criminally underrated SNES gem called Illusion of Gaia. If you've played this game, that's wonderful. For those of you who haven't, it's an exciting adventure game taking place in an alternate history, dealing with ancient ruins, supernatural forces, and personal growth. And like a buried treasure hidden in the ancient ruins, within this lost gem is a precious moment of musical bliss. When you step inside a save point, if you choose not to continue, take a moment before you turn off the game and let yourself drift away. Dear viewers, I present to you In the Earthen Womb. Listening to this beautiful piece of music is a perfect way to help you ease your stress. A 16-bit sleep aid in musical form, this song gives off the mood of pure serenity. It opens with an almost otherworldly accompaniment of soft percussion and the jingling sound of bells, followed by a sound of soothing chanting, almost like a mother singing a calming lullaby to her precious child. In that same sense, it seems to evoke feelings of nostalgia for me personally. I first played this game when I was a child, and even then I thought this song was so peaceful. But back then, I don't know if I really appreciated it the way I do now. But listening to it seems to take me back to a time when I was more innocent and wasn't swamped in the harsh realities of adult life. When I listen to it, the stress and worries of the everyday world seem so far away, almost as if the music itself is beckoning me into a dream, a sanctuary within my own being, a place where I can heal my troubled mind, as if a voice from the world of dreams is telling me, there's no need to be anxious, it's going to get better. Just let your worries drift away, and let blissful dreams fill your soul. And sometimes, that feeling of relaxation, even if it's for a night, or even a brief fleeting moment, is exactly what I need, what we all need once in a while. So when you feel like you're fried, just take a moment, find that one song that puts you at peace, and just let yourself recover. I'm the Quarter Guy, and until next time, the arcade is closed. Pleasant dreams.